Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to a new series on Hollow Knight. A long time ago, a friend of mine bought this for me, and I was a little skeptical at first, because I wasn't good at Souls-likes or Dark Souls games, and this was very much in that vein. But, eventually I was hearing a lot about it, I knew the game looked cool, it sounded great. I decided I wanted to try it out, and I did, and it is now one of my favorite Metroidvanias ever made. Which is interesting considering I never actually finished it. I got to the final boss, fought the final boss a few times, and then decided I just didn't feel like trying to beat it. I had seen pretty much everything I wanted to see in the game, I knew how the game ended, due to all the content I'd seen about it before I finally played it. Which, I'm fine with that. And yeah, I just didn't feel the need to beat it, but I have since also realized that I may have hindered myself a little bit because I didn't put much emphasis in using the magical abilities for actual boss fights and such. I prioritized nail skills. Maybe we can change that. Anyway, yeah, I suppose let's get started. Let me just get my controller to work. Okay, here we go. You can see my original file, 91% complete. And a different file I did just to enjoy the beginning of the game again once. Let's clear this save. Start a new game. Until frames touch the edges of the screen. Yeah, we're good there. Brightness to desired level, that's fine. Alright, let's get into it. Also, hello, Sin. I guess it's your first time chatting here. Welcome to the fun. In wilds beyond, they speak your name with reverence and regret, for none could tame our savage souls, yet you the challenge met. Under palest watch you taught, we changed, base instincts were redeemed. A world you gave to bug and beast, as they had never dreamed. From Elegy for Hallownest by Monomon the Teacher. So a neat thing about game design is that due to that entrance, we already know that this game doesn't have fall damage. And here we've got the nail, aka the sword. For anyone who doesn't know, we're playing as a bug in a world of bugs. I'm gonna have to get used to this gameplay. This one thing that makes this game a little unique, aside from, well, pretty much everything makes this game unique, but as far as gameplay itself goes, the controls of this game are actually very stiff, but not in a bad way. It works very well. But, like, there is no momentum because of how stiff everything is. so it plays a little differently than I'm otherwise used to. So on that note, well, I guess before I get to the chatter and everything, I'll help explain what's going on here for a second. Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Your great strength marks you amongst us. Focus your soul, and you shall achieve feats of which others can only dream. Collect soul by striking enemies. Once enough soul is collected, hold B to focus soul and heal. I forgot about that mechanic. But yeah, so the gist of things is that Hallownest is a once thriving kingdom, now deadened with only a few sane people left in it. This is a result of a plague that swept through it and was eventually contained. But it wasn't contained completely. We have no idea why we came here, what we were doing before, or anything. We have total amnesia. All we know is we seem to have been drawn to this place. And I'll heal up. There we go. So with that said, everything else will be revealed in time. So how is everyone tonight? Anyone in chat that's watching and open to responding? So in case nobody noticed what that did, look at my health. I now have 2 temporary extra points. It's strange that they bothered adding that mechanic, considering those things are quite uncommon. Can everyone hear me all right, by the way? I see Hintswen is in there. Hold on a moment. Alright, moving on. Whoop. And so now we also know that that can happen. And now we're on the other side. By the way, if I recall, this game was made by 3 people. Or at least primarily 3 people, and I believe all the art was done by one of them. Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Beyond this point, you enter the land of King and Creator. Step across this threshold and obey our laws. Bear witness to the last and only civilization, the eternal kingdom, Hallownest. Down we go. A second point just to drive home the fact that you don't take fall damage in this game. We got some lamps. Oh, we're walking now. And here's Dirtmouth, the fading town. And we're greeted by some beautiful music and an actual talkie person. Speaking gibberish, and yet there is still a tone and spirit to the voice. This game has an interesting thing with voices, where even though nobody speaks any known language, you can still understand exactly what kind of person they are based solely on the few sounds they make. Ho there, traveler. I'm afraid there's only me left to offer welcome. Our town's fallen quiet, you see. The other residents, they've all disappeared. Headed down that well, one by one, into the caverns below. Used to be, there was a great kingdom beneath our town. It's long fell to ruin, yet it still draws folks into its depths. Wealth, glory, enlightenment, that darkness seems to promise all things. I'm sure you too seek your dreams down there. Well, watch out. It's a sickly air that fills the place. Creatures turn mad and travelers are robbed of their memories. Perhaps dreams aren't such great things after all. And here we have a somber tone to start off with. Perhaps dreams aren't such great things after all. They are, but they aren't. One must be careful with what their dreams are and how they plan to achieve them. As it has been said, be yourself. But sometimes yourself is not exactly an acceptable person. It is up to you to decide what kind of person you are. So benches are save points. Man, what a mood whiplash there, right? I've got a message, hold on. Alright. For all your mapping supplies, we will be opening soon. Iselda and Cornifer. Let's pass the well for now. See what's on the other side of it. 'Cause why not? A stone door with a simple lock. More messages. And now we're down in the well. Forgotten Crossroads. And now we're starting to get into the actual proper gameplay here. So I will see what I can show off to start with. So we've got this menu, classic main menu of sorts. Not the main menu, but classic pause menu. But we've also got this going on here. There's not a lot to see here right now. In fact, we've only got one page. But we have a couple items, and we have money, which is called Geo in this game, down at the bottom. We've got our old nail, a traditional weapon of Hallownest. Its blade is blunt with age and wear. And the focus. Focus collected soul to repair your shell and heal damage. Strike enemies to gather soul. Will do. Now, one thing about this game that helps the high praises that I give it is the difficulty curve. This game is rather enormous considering the team of people that made it. But also, for a Souls-like game that's known for difficulty, it's quite easy at the beginning, and manages to achieve one of the gentlest, fairest difficulty curves I have ever seen in a game of this level of difficulty. This game gets really, really hard toward the end, But it takes quite a while to get there, and slowly ramps it up over time. That will come into play later. Whoops. Ah, you saw that? I can bounce on my enemies, striking from above. I can also bounce on objects. This is important. There was a pathway there, I know. We'll check it out later. We can attack through surfaces, which is also very helpful for progression and safety. Oops. Well, let's check this out at least. The Pilgrim's Way. Travelers of Hallownest descend through verdant wilds and fungal groves to the city at this kingdom's heart. There all wishes shall be granted, all truths revealed. But I know for a fact that I cannot fight this thing yet, because he closes up in his shell when I get close enough to attack. So I'll have to come back later. Notice the gentle ramping up of the music there, though. Dynamic music is something that is commonly seen in games of today, and is one of my favorite mechanics for atmosphere building. A small waste, but that right there filled up my soul energy. I didn't realize I took damage, and I probably should have healed before I took it all. Oh well. I can heal up right now. I don't know if I can pass this yet. I can! It's tricky, but I can do it. Good to know. What is this? Respite of some kind? To avoid taking a leap of faith, you must learn to look down. Leaps of faith in video games are one of the most hated mechanics to include. Haha, I saw the cracks and the signs. Including a leap of faith in your game can be a death sentence for its ratings, and for the fans' appreciation of it. It forces the fans, the players, to guess at what they must do next. And if it's set up poorly enough, they may not even realize it's required in the first place. They may spend hours looking for the path forward, only to find out that they had found it hours ago. Brooding Moloch. I don't remember fighting this thing yet. Maybe I'm here early. Nope. Don't know that I can finish that fight yet. was not expecting to find a boss there.
Madaula Misu.
Many used to come, hoping the kingdom would fulfill their desires. Hallownest it was once called. Supposedly the greatest kingdom there ever was, full of treasures and secrets. Now it's nothing more than a poisonous tomb full of monsters and madness. Everything fades eventually, I suppose. Got anything else to say? Feeling tired? That bench may be iron, but I assure you it's quite comfortable. There's no better place to collect your thoughts before heading below. Plus, I enjoy the company. Not that you seem the talkative sort. Okay. Now he's exhausted his dialogue. So you might notice in the upper left, my soul meter is cracked and empty. Unfortunately, this means I must go back to where I was to collect my soul. I might delay that temporarily, though. Oh yeah, I forgot. My money's over there, too. Excuse me. On a different note, part of the delay in actually getting started on this thing was because I was making myself some food. GamerSupps just started selling ramen, and I decided I'd try it out. I ran into a small problem, though. It said to fill to the fill line, but I couldn't see the fill line. Oh well. So here's this cheerful fellow. Ah, hello there. Come down to explore these beautiful old ruins? Don't mind me. I've a fondness for exploring myself. Getting lost and finding your way again is a pleasure like no other. We're exquisitely lucky, you and I. I'm a cartographer by trade, and I'm working on mapping this area right now. Would you like to buy a copy of my work so far? I would, but I don't have enough geo. You don't have enough geo? Ah, I understand. I'd give you the map as a gift, but I don't think my wife would be very happy if I did. All our food is made of geo, as they say. Some oddly wise words there to remember. I suppose let's go back up, see if I can retrieve what I've lost, and then make it back without fighting the boss. Doubtful, but with a little memory of what was passed on the way there, there's a chance. Now, some of you who are not familiar with this game may note how simple it seems to be. And you would be correct. It is a simple game at the beginning. But as with all Metroidvanias, things get more complicated as time goes on. At least all good Metroidvanias, anyway. I have nothing to gain from that statue at the moment. There it is. Now my soul gauge is repaired, and I have gotten my geo back. Let's see if we can find a way back up to the top. Oh, wait a minute. Now I can use the statue to refill the previously missing part of my gauge. Soul is very important in this game. Without it, there is no other means of healing. Nailed that. I'm proud of myself for that one. There was no other means of healing. and no other means of performing later spells.
Grulem, Zono.
Still winding your way through these beautiful highways? Just imagine how they must have looked during the kingdom's height, thick with traffic and bustling with life. I wish I could have seen it. Oh, and I suppose I should ask, are you interested in buying a copy of my map for this area? I most certainly am. Acquired a map. Hold left bumper to view a map of the current area. View a detailed map of Hallownest in the map pane of the inventory. A map can be a useful thing, but it alone won't show you where you are. If you've not the head for directions, I suggest purchasing a compass from my wife, Iselda. She's just now opening our new map shop in Dirtmouth, selling all sorts of useful things to wanderers like yourself. She'll even sell some of my old maps from time to time. I pop back to see her whenever I finish mapping an area. She's always so excited to see me. How adorable. And yes, I would love to see this place when it was bustling. Maybe we can get a prequel someday, but for now we are waiting, well, we being I and other fans, are awaiting the eventual release of the sequel, Silksong. Which itself may also be a prequel, but I think it's supposed to be a sequel. It doesn't even have a release date yet, even though they announced it several years ago. Similarly to Mina the Hollower, of which a demo was released several years ago. And here's our map, by the way. We are in the Forgotten Crossroads, Dirtmouth is above. And you can see the map is now in the inventory. Partially filled out by Cornifer. Without a quill, it cannot be updated. Ah yes, I forgot about that mechanic. Let's go remedy that little situation, shall we? But maybe this is not the part of the world that I intended to go to. This is not the way back, but a way through. To other parts that we have not found. But more money is more money. We may as well grab it while we're here. There we go. Climb the chain. Pardon me, I'm gonna sneeze. Never mind, it's gone. So here we have the shop with the glasses, and it is now open. And here's Zelda, with one of the most iconic voices in the game.
Bapanada.
Come to buy a map, have you? It's really my husband you should be dealing with, but what a surprise! He's headed down below. He'll pop back occasionally to deliver new maps for the store, but I do wish he'd spend a little more time up here. I've not much interest in retail myself. Now let's see what's here for me to sell. Ah, the compass is a lot more expensive than I remembered. Highly recommended. If you're having trouble finding your way in the maze of ruins below us, try this charm. It will pinpoint your location on your map. Incredibly helpful for finding your bearings in unfamiliar locations. You'll need this if you want to update your map with new areas as you explore. It's essential for anyone serious about mapping. These pins will mark benches and other rest spots on your map. Useful if you're exhausted and just need to find somewhere to sit. Have you seen those beautiful blue cocoons? I made these pins so you can keep track of them. The cocoons are pretty, but very delicate. Please be careful around them. Use these pins to mark shopkeepers or any other interesting bugs you find on your travels. Every so often, you should pass by and see how they're doing. I'm sure they'd like that. I designed these pins to keep track of the kingdom's hot springs. I haven't visited any myself, I wonder if Conifer might take me sometime. I'm sure you'd make better use of these pins till then. These markers are new additions to the shop. You can use them to mark interesting spots on your map. The color is quite soothing, don't you think? You could use this color to remind yourself of hard-won battles. So I believe these were actually added in one of the free DLCs of the game that was released for the game. But of course, first we should nab a quill. No point in knowing where we are if the map won't show it. And now we have that. So we should rest on a bench, which also heals us. Before we head on, I'm gonna see if there's anyone else online that I may have forgotten to reach out to. Let's see. I think there's one more person that may have missed the announcement. Hello, Smart King. Glad to have you here. Give me one moment. I'm going to inform one more friend that might be around. Alright, and now I'll continue. Smart King said glad to be here, and I'm glad to hear it. Tell me, Smart King, are you familiar with Hollow Knight at all? Not personally, no, but the name has flown by often. Alright, fair enough. So, I'll try and give you a crash course. I already explained all the main stuff to understand at the beginning of the game. Hollow Knight is a Souls-like Metroidvania platformer that was made, I believe, primarily by 3 people. And I think only one of them did the majority of the art. You can probably already tell by what you're seeing and hearing that this game is very atmospheric, very gorgeous. It also has some of the tightest and stiffest controls I've ever seen in a game of this type that was actually very playable. Hollow Knight is a very large game. It is a game that is beloved to me. I was originally skeptical because I'm not normally good at games of this difficulty, but this game is huge enough and starts out easy enough that it manages one of the gentlest difficulty curves I have ever seen in a game. To sum up what's happened so far, we came into this place with no knowledge of why we came or where we came from. Essentially, we seem to have wandered straight into amnesia as if it was a fog. On our way through, we found our way to this place. Dirtmouth, the fading town. And at first all we found was this old man and a bench. The man explained to us that this place used to be bustling and full of people, but over time a sickly miasma of sorts filled the underground, and now there are very few sane bugs left. Also, we have unlocked the map shop. Another unique thing about this game, I didn't realize I could walk all the way over here. But yeah, this is the map shop.
Bapanada.
You might notice she didn't speak any known language. That's one of the most unique things about this game that I mentioned earlier, is that despite nobody speaking any known language, their very few lines manage to convey exactly what kind of person they are. Also, if you can't tell by the designs, everyone is bugs. This is about bugs. We have our sword, called a nail. We also have soul energy, which is that glowing face in the upper left, as well as our HP and money, called Geo. And I think that's all there really is to understand about the game so far. Being a Metroidvania with a Dark Souls flair to it, our goal is to find our way through this game at our own pace, doing our best to uncover the mysteries of the story and the world around us. And here we have another fellow. Temple of the Black Egg. Hello there! How delightful to meet another traveler on these forgotten roads. You're a short one, but you've a strong look about you. This guy always gave me an Obi-Wan Kenobi vibe. I'm Quirrell. I have something of an obsession with uncharted places. This ancient kingdom holds many fascinating mysteries, and one of the most intriguing of them is standing right before us. A great stone egg lying in the corpse of an ancient kingdom. And this egg, is it warm? It certainly gives off a unique air. Can it be opened? There are strange marks all over it. I do so love a mystery, and who knows what other marvels lie even deeper below us. Does he have more to say? For so long I've felt drawn here. So many tales full of wonders and horrors. No longer could I resist. I just had to see it for myself. And what a time I chose to arrive! This dead world has sprung to life. The creatures are riled up and the earth crumbles. The air is thick. I wonder what could have brought it all about. To persevere in this ruin, that old nail alone just won't be enough. Though that's no problem. One only has to look around. Plenty have come before us, and most have met their grisly end, many more equipped than you and I. I'm sure they wouldn't mind were a fellow explorer to relieve them of their tools. It's a kindness, really. The dead shouldn't be burdened with such things. Did you pass that town above? What a gloomy little place, and such majesty hidden right beneath. I suppose that's why they've all headed down here. Who could resist such possibilities? Truly a marvel. I have a feeling that's the last of his chatter. Indeed. Doing that voice hurts a little bit. If it wasn't obvious to tell, I don't have very much bass in my voice. So when I do add bass or raspiness, it wears out my voice pretty quickly. Smart King said, trust me, mine is worse. Why is that? Any specifics? How? So our first use of soul, Smart King? I can heal. This is the only healing mechanic in the game, aside from benches, which double as save points. Big fella. But also a table with benches? Stools? Smart King said, my voice is higher and I can do a lower voice, but not much and not for long. And then he said food in all caps, but I'm not going to read it out very enthusiastically because I'm sure at least one of my parents is in bed at the moment. Ah, we hear a voice. The closer we get, the louder it gets. I'm not good at singing without knowing what the tune is, so I'll just read the lyrics. Oh, bury my mother, pale and slight. Bury my father, with his eyes shut tight. Bury my sisters, 2 by 2. And then when you're done, let's bury me too. Do you know that one? It's one of my favorites. We can sing something else if you like. You start singing and I'll join in. I bet you have a beautiful singing voice. So, what are you down here for? If you came to get wealthy, just look around you. These mines are still bursting with riches. There's plenty for everyone. Just grab a pick and join in. Smart King said, disturbing, and indeed it sort of is. This character is an unfortunate soul. We'll see why much later in the game. But for now, let's enjoy the joy that she has. The joy and hope for riches to be found by mining all of this great crystal. You might notice we passed a hallway on the way up here. How neat would it be, though, if you could just go into a mine and start digging and there was just gold everywhere. In case you didn't notice, Smart King, that thing was refilling my soul energy. Soul is also refilled by attacking enemies. And on that note, let's do a little money farming. Oh, come on. Like I said, these controls are stiff, but in a good way. I always felt like if I was a bug in this world, I'd look like this guy. Ah, what's that up there? Earlier we found the crying grub father. You hear that raspberry squirt when that bug died? That interesting little sound effect that's always mildly amusing. Oh jeez. That could have turned out bad. But we're fine. There's another pop. We've already spoken to Cornifer here. He's the map guy, Smart King. Actually, let's see if he says anything new now that I've bought his map.
おい、ダンチャツだ。
Ah. Oh, by the way, I haven't introduced myself, have I? Yes, I should apologize for that. Sorry, I changed the voice up a little bit in the middle of speaking. When you spend a lot of time by yourself, with just your own thoughts, you forget the niceties of conversation. My name is Cornifer, and I've always loved exploring the world. Why, when I was first hatched, I wandered off immediately, leaving my brothers and sisters and poor mother behind. That's why, as soon as I could, I moved to Dirtmouth with my wife. A huge, unending kingdom to explore right on our doorstep. Who could resist? Anyway, I'll let you return to your travels. With a little luck, we'll meet again. Be safe and farewell. Will do, Cornifer. I think I know how to solve this little puzzle. Easy peasy. And we've now got 120 geo, but I need more if I'm to receive the compass. Has our map been updated? Ah, here's the proper map. The areas on the left that are filled in are places we've been. Areas that are not filled in are places we have not. If that wasn't obvious. Oh, look at this strange fella. Sends its babies in self-defense. Well, that was close. Hello, friend. You're free now. You'll notice the water's bubbling. And that's because it hurts if you jump in it, so I'm not going to. I don't know if it's supposed to be boiling hot spring water of some kind. Whoops. Or if it's supposed to be some kind of acid. Now I'm gonna pause for a moment because I made this ramen and haven't actually tried any yet. I bought some ramen from Gamersubs, and this is the chicken flavor. Let's see how this goes. Ah, I found the fill line on this. It's on the outside. Which is a terrible way to reference how much to fill something, but oh well. I think I filled it to the proper height. Smart King said no screaming yet, must be at least decent. Well, I haven't actually tried it yet. I'm stirring it and cooling it down. Well, I think it tastes alright. There's some spice to it, which annoys me, because I'm a little tired of every chicken ramen I eat being spicy, especially since this one did not mention that it was spicy, at least not in any particular, hey, this is spicy way. But I can say it's not as spicy as most dedicated spicy ramens I've had, and the spice is not the only flavor I can taste. There actually is some of that chicken flavor in there, so all in all, I'll say it's pretty good. I don't know if it's worth ordering in. Excuse me. I don't know if it's worth ordering it and having it delivered, but it's not bad. I don't think I regret my choice. But of course, they've got 3 flavors, and this is only 1. Also, did you guys notice the wall here? But let's collect all this geo first before it's gone. I know I missed one down there. I intentionally avoided grabbing it just in case. Okay. I didn't want to walk off screen and despawn what was left. Oh! Mini-boss, for some reason. Ah, here's where the mini-boss comes in. We got small enemy waves to handle. We're clear. Let's check the rest of the room, see if there's any little secrets I may have missed. What's in here? Ah! Our first hot spring. Hot springs will heal you by standing in them. And they they usually also have a bench. You'll notice it said map updated when I sat down. Indeed it has been. Now I might be able to collect the remaining geo necessary to get the compass, if I were to go straight up. Ah, and this sign points to the hot spring. I didn't even remember that those signs did that. Let's see what's to our left. More coinage. Good. In fact, I think that might be plenty to get the compass. Can't reach that yet. Come on. There we go. So tell me, Smart King, how are you today? Slowly waking up, doing laundry? You just got up, huh? Being an adult? What time is it for you? Oh. Been up for a few hours, but the brain hasn't accepted this fact yet. 10:22 a.m. That's quite a difference. Are you East Coast US or Western Europe? Or maybe just Europe in general. That's my guess. I guess I could have jumped over that whole pit. Oh well. Okay, so this is the way back through. Got it. Somewhere in Western Europe? Nice. I'm not gonna make you specify where. I was just curious about time zones and such. Need monies? Dang it. Oh well. Remind me, did I invite you to my streaming server? I thought I did. Oh, I know where this is. We're about to meet another of the most beloved characters in this game. Granted, they're all quite beloved, but this one especially. This thing looks a little creepy, though, I have to admit. You are in the streaming server, good to know. A toll machine with the symbol of a stag. Insert geo. Yes, please. Listen. Greetings, little one. It's been an age since I last heard the ringing of a station bell. It echoed down the stagways and called me to you. That hurts my voice. I've grown stiff and tired over these many years, and I've forgotten much. But the sound of the bell will always call me back. These stagways stretch the depths of Hallownest. If you want to travel them, hail me from the platform. I will take you where you need to go. We can now go straight to Dirtmouth from here. Interestingly enough, I think these stagways actually do line up with the actual map of the game. We can speak of them further. It was a long time ago, but I remember when these highways and crossroads pulsed with life. These are the paths I first carried passengers through when I was young. Those travelers are long gone, yet still I remain. Now it seems it's just you and I, and the furtive creatures scratching and squirming all around us. Eager to travel the stagways? Just hop upon that platform, give me the signal, and we'll soon be on our way. We'll do that soon enough. But for now, let's make our way up the long way, so we can gather more geo on the way and get more from Iselda. Ah yes, this fellow. I won't fight you quite yet, big man. I will admit, not having all of the abilities that can be unlocked later is a little jarring to me. There's one in particular that my finger keeps twitching to use, but I don't have it yet. I may have accidentally stumbled upon a boss fight. I suppose let us see. There is a bench nearby, after all. Indeed I did. I know this room. But the boss has not spawned yet. Perhaps there is more I must do first. Smart King said, there is a point to be made, you are nothing more than a thief, beating creatures for their money. Ah, but do you remember what I said earlier about things being sickly down here? These creatures, they're not all themselves. And there is no going back. Oh, here's the boss. I got the rooms confused. Whoop, forgot about the shockwaves. This guy's got quite the arm on him to slam the ground so heavily with that thing. What a dopey fellow. 'Tis rather unfortunate that I must fight him. Of course, I wouldn't need to if he didn't accost me first. Oh, I jumped too early. One of the key skills required to complete this game is to know when to heal during a tough battle. So if he jumps, no shockwave. But if he doesn't jump, that makes the shockwave. Did anyone else see the ground shake a little bit? That almost hit me. How did that not hit me? Oh! Maybe I was wrong about the jump thing. Or maybe I just wasn't paying attention. No, I think I just wasn't paying attention. That was very close. Ow. Ow. It was just a small little thing in this giant armor with his big head. City crest. What does that do? Oh yeah. Check this out. A cute, oddly indestructible creature. Perhaps it's this game's interpretation of an iron beetle. I think that's what it was called. I just found out about them earlier today from a webcomic called Jungle Juice. Oh my gosh, so much money. Heck yeah. Now we're definitely cleared to go back to Zelda. First, let's double check and make sure there's nothing else in this room. Oh, I can't even get over there now. Oh well. I'm sure it's just another way down. That opened oh, that opened that door down there. Got it. This place looks a little ominous. Anyway, I have a new style of bench to sit on. Not that it changes anything.
Namino, Namino.
Oh! Who is that creeping out of the darkness? My, you're looking grim. A strange, empty face and a wicked-looking weapon. Something important has drawn you down into Hallownest corpse, but I won't ask what. Perhaps the reason you found me is because you need my help? Say no more, friend. I'm going to give you a gift, a nasty little spell of my own creation. It's just perfect for a little one like you. Oh. Consumed the vengeful spirit. Tap B to unleash the spirit. Spells will deplete soul. Replenish soul by striking enemies. So first we could use our soul for healing. Now we can use it for a ranged attack.
Namino, Namino.
Aha! You've awoken at last. I apologize. Perhaps I should have warned you about the power of that spell. I was watching over you as you slept, but seemed to have slipped away myself. Now we're awake, I was wondering whether you would do me a small favor. Not as repayment for my gift, of course, simply because we're now friends. You see, a horrid great beast has made its home in the heart of this temple. Such disrespect. I would be quite grateful if you were to venture deeper in and slay it for me. It's a hardy creature, but with your new power, you're more than a match for it. Good luck with this small favor, my friend. Now we're going up that way, it seems. And there's our vengeful spirit, with quite a range on it. We have a new little roly-poly enemy to deal with. With all this geo I've got, I'm starting to worry that I'll buy out Zelda's entire shop in one go. Then again, we may have to return later to get a map. But I'm usually pretty good at getting the funds to get them directly from Cornifer. So, we'll see. Oh, dang it. Bye. Smart King shouted kamikaze. Yeah, I guess that's what these are, but these are not the true kamikaze enemies of the game. We'll see those later on, though probably not tonight. I love you can hear the gentle tones of a tribal flute in the background. I kinda love the sound those things make when I absorb the blue. It reminds me of sipping Jello out of a Jello cup. And this is how we're supposed to defeat these things. Oh, come on. There we go. Collected a charm. Soul Catcher. Equip a charm to activate its powerful abilities. To equip a charm, open the Charms menu while resting at a bench.
Bueno, man.
Oh, so it's done then. You've slain the beast. The poor thing. It must have been terrified of you. It used to be quite docile, but the rancid air in these caverns filled it with some ancient rage. Still, you did what had to be done. You have my gratitude. Of course, we both know you wouldn't have made it through without that spell of mine. And look, the gate between us has opened. Oh! I'm sure you're eager to move on. Farewell and have faith. Whatever you are seeking, it will find you. Why do you hesitate? You'll get nothing more from me, I'm afraid. Though I do admire your persistence. Good to know. To equip a charm, press the charms menu while resting at a bench. Open the charms menu, my bad. Used by shamans to draw more soul from the world around them. Increases the amount of soul gained when striking an enemy with a nail. What does a city crest do? Stone slab bearing the crest of the Hallownest capital city. Has an insert on the back that would fit into a slot. Interesting. That will be important later for sure. Sorry I missed you. If you're feeling lost, why not pop up to our store in Dirtmouth and purchase a map of this area? Available now for an excellent price. I already bought the map for this area directly from him, but that is the message you will find if you pass by him and complete the area before getting the map. On that note, said on that note and then didn't finish my sentence. I was going to say, on that note, let's go back to Iselda's shop and get the map supplies that we are missing. Specifically, the compass.
Bapanada.
Thank you, Iselda. I'll also take this. Let's grab this. And let's grab these. I love the little detail of him pulling out a map while sitting on the bench. Did you visit that temple? A strange building, I've heard, though I'd never dared the journey myself. The braver among us once went there to pray, said they felt at peace within the walls. After a while, they stopped going. I wonder what changed. Anything else to say? A young couple's just recently taken up residence in the house beside the station. Seems they're running a map shop, which may excite adventurous types like yourself. She's a tall bug, the wife. I told them to take a larger house, especially given they're all empty, but they liked the look of that one. The way she has to bend just to get through the door, I wouldn't put up with it myself. I used to think the kingdom below was all dead, cold rock, but I've since been told different. Travelers speak of a startling variety in Hallownest caverns. Even just besides those crossroads, there's meant to be an area filled with leafy greenery. I told those same travelers about the wonderful grasses that grow around the town. They didn't seem impressed.
Akala, en tono.
I just realized this door is locked from the inside. It's supposed to be where the stagway is. I was going to end the stream here because it seemed like a good place, but let's open the stagway first. Also, there's this. I guess I can't open that yet. So that is not what our city emblem, or whatever it's called, is meant to go to. That bug got lucky. Small thing like that's managing to strike me twice. Who'da thunk it? Hold on. Ah, yes. I forgot the compass was a badge. No wonder it's not showing me where I am. Pardon me, I was yawning. Let's see if we can defeat this fellow and see what's beyond him. Ow. Have a nice day, friend. And you're welcome. I thought I remembered another pathway back there, but I guess I was wrong. Smart King said so cute, and indeed they are. Ah yes, I think it was this way. It's interesting how those things pop. Yes, I must go down here. Is there anything special over here to note, though? I think I've actually been up here. I don't really remember. I'll take that. Oh, I cannot get through this way. Seems I may have to go the long way. This is what I get for not completing the circuit of a room before moving on to the next. Two different locked passageways, for which I could have unlocked the shortcuts much earlier on. Ow. Ow. Lucky son of a gun managed to kill me. Well, let's take advantage of this for the moment. Wrong button. Tack that on there. And now we can see where we are. It's also interesting that he pulls out a map while he's walking. I say he, it's technically an it. The knight's gender is not confirmed or revealed. It is implied that he doesn't have one. But I say he out of habit because it is meant to be the player's insert character, and I am a he. Smart King said, "Our money, the thief!" Which, have you noticed my soul gauge in the upper left? It might be a little hard to tell, but it's quite broken at the moment. I'm going the wrong way. But then again, maybe I'm going exactly the right way. Much better. I cannot reach you at the moment. Sorry, friend. Though... that will remind me that there is something important here. I'm gonna take another bite of this ramen. There we go. Oh, you can still strike the armor. Interesting. it is time for our battle. I already defeated your brother up above. Nailed it. Smart King said, "You know, I really hate the fact they discontinued the desktop Twitch application." I didn't know they did. Why did they do that? It's really inconvenient using the browser. I didn't even know they ever had a desktop application. Ah, yes, here's the switch for that shortcut. Smart King said, "I don't know, but it was a few years ago." Fair enough. And now we take this to Dirtmouth. This place. We are near the surface, I believe. There is a town here. You should take the opportunity to rest. This place was once full of travelers coming and going. It seems much quieter now. And now the Stagway is open. And I think this is where I should leave us. Next time, we will head for greener pastures, in a sense. That sounds really morbid. But I'm being quite literal. Next time we will head to a green place. Well, on that note, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. My Discord and my YouTube can be found in my Twitch bio. You can go to those to see previous content, or to communicate with me and get updates on future streams. I must admit, my YouTube is very far behind my Twitch. I really need to catch up on uploading past streams before I lose track. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and have a good night, everyone.